let's go to corruption. Corruption was a major issue in 2016. In fact, you were lambasted here and there over the issue of corruption. How do you rate the current government's management of corruption issues, or the handling of corruption and then its related issues?
I'm sure you know the answer yourself.
You tell me.
Well, abysmal. And it's not like the statistics don't support it. Just look at the transparency, corruption transparency index, yeah? And you can tell the performance of any government in corruption. The worst year of our government, NDC, is better than the best year of this government in terms of corruption. You see, the thing, Komla, the thing about corruption is, it's not that it won't occur. It will come up. I mean, there are people in different places. Everybody has his own moral, makeup, you understand? And so you might put somebody somewhere. He goes and does some wrongdoing and all that. The important thing is to strengthen the institutions so that the institutions work. It's how you deal with corruption when it comes up. Not that it won't happen, it will happen, but how you deal with it as a leader, that is most important. Now, it's obvious that this president has absolutely no will to deal with corruption. He raised a lot of hopes with the issue of the Office of Special Prosecutor. I mean, what has come out of that office in 4 years? One, it is underfunded. Two, the Special Prosecutor's hands have been tied behind his back. And so he's not been able to prosecute anybody. He has no investigators. He has to rely on state institutions to give him investigators. Every year they announce a big budget for him. How much of that budget is released? But in a part, it's also the media. I mean, I said it the other time, the media is giving this government a free ticket when it comes to corruption, because you set the agenda. In my time, every little issue was blown up, sometimes out of proportion. But the thing about...
Corruption is not little or big.
No, I said blown out of proportion, whatever it is. But the thing about my administration was, I believe in regime accountability. And so if the matter will come up. If it comes up, you must find a way of dealing with it, either by investigating it, and our record is clear. I mean, we investigated all the issues the media raised and things. One of our members of parliament is sitting, in prison, because of issues related with corruption. And so there was a will to deal with it. This government has no will to deal with corruption within the regime. The easiest fight against corruption is to deal with your political opponents when you take over. And so if you go and pick 1, 2, 3 people and put them before courts and say you are being strong with corruption, what of those who are engaged in corruption under your own administration?
Why should Ghanaians believe you to fight corruption more than the NPP administration, especially when under you had the JIDA issue?
The JIDA issue was prosecuted. They were prosecuted, and people were made to refund monies to the state. They were prosecuted. Which other issue?
You've had Zoom Lion.
Zoom Lion was part of the JIDA issue.
Yes.
Yes. Attorney General has the docket. Zoom Lion went to court against government in that particular matter. And that's where we left it to this government. They've not pursued it. And the thing is, the wheels of justice grind slowly. The national service issue. We put 31 people before court. We sacked 110 people. That case up till now was handed over to this government. What have they done about it?
How are you going to deal with it when you come to power? How will you deal with this and the many other issues?
We'll let the institutions work. You see that we have a lot of anti-corruption institutions. And aside from that, we have the laws to fight corruption. It is the political will that is lacking. And so you don't interfere in the work of the anti-corruption institutions. Leave them to do their work. And the point is, when I become president, anybody who serves in my government, I'm going to give them a strong warning that if they come into conflict with any issue to do, if they have anything to do with corruption and any of the institutions is investigating them, they can't expect any political interference from me.